So welcome to a brand new webisode. I'm home, I'm doing great, and currently I'm standing in my office, or what I dubbed this morning, which was 1041 The Truth J Studio. I'm going to be doing the show from home for the next few weeks. I haven't been cleared to drive yet, but thankfully I didn't have the capacity to do this the last time I went through my open heart surgery, but this time I do. Last time I had to have a buddy of mine, Mike Wilford, drive me in until I was cleared to drive. But now we've got the right equipment to where I can actually do the show from home. So this is my office, and if you've watched these before, you've seen these before. But just to tell you kind of how I do it, if you look down right over here, that's my printer here. This here is basically my broadcast box. I'll walk over here. I've got my headphones here. It's got a broadcast quality mic on it. And then I've got my mobile unit. This here is actually set up for Wi-Fi. So it's hooked up to my home Wi-Fi system. And it's as simple as I turn it on and I hit a button that dials up the radio station, and we're live. Unfortunately, there are some broadcast glitches every once in a while just because of the Wi-Fi. On occasion, if you're listening and there's no way to hide it, you'll hear like this weird kind of wah, wah, matrix sounding noise, and that's just the nature of the fact that I'm broadcasting over an internet line. Even if I have it plugged into to an actual internet cable, which is what I used to do, it still ends up happening. Thankfully, it hasn't been as bad as it had in the past. So over here I've got my computer right here, and then I also set it up with my iPad over here as well. And I use it for multi-purposes. When I get too many programs open, Facebook, Twitter, it's just easier if I'm chatting with the radio station to find out what calls we have on the line, or when they're relaying information to me. If I'm live on the air and we're doing it via chat, it's a lot more efficient when I've got the iPad up in front of me. But it makes it really convenient for me and helps in circumstances like this because I'm doing really good in my recovery, but I am still in the middle of recovery. Open heart surgery, it's my second one now, and it's one of the biggest ones you can go through. And it's all has to do with having your sternum cracked open and all the healing that has to go on here. Thankfully, this particular incident has been a lot easier because of the workouts and the exercise that I've been doing for the past 9 months with Danny Sawayat over at Evolution Fitness, which I've mentioned before. But the fact that I can stay up a little bit later and get up a little bit later than I normally do, because I can just walk in here and do the show, it takes a lot of the pressure off. I'm about 22 miles from work, and so if I were having to do that, drive all the way into work, drive all the way back, and the time that entails, that would really end up taking a toll. This makes it really convenient, and I'm able to get back on the air, which is great for everybody. There are some things at the radio station, obviously, since I'm not there, that I can't accomplish. But I'll get caught up once I get back in the next few weeks. Some people have asked me before whether or not I'd want to permanently do it from home. If I were doing a syndicated show and it wasn't a local show, I think I maybe would be more inclined to do a show from home, or I would, in that circumstance, would consider doing the show from home. But the big part of my show is Tucson. I do cover national issues if you listen, but the bulk of what I do is what's happening here in southern Arizona and in Arizona in general. And you can't really get a grasp on what's going on unless you're a part of that. And that's why I actually like living as far as I do from the radio station, because it gives me a chance to travel from one part of the city to the other every single day. And the different experiences that entails just driving 40 miles a day and the stops along the way. I enjoy doing the show from home. I've gotten used to doing the show from home. It used to be a lot different for me. But if I have my choice, I'd rather be at the radio station. Having the team there, having the producer and the phone screener, and having April Madison come in studio, the vibe of the callers, it's just a much more vibrant situation than me sitting here on my rickety desk surrounded by everything. But like I said, I've gotten used to doing that, and so hopefully you as a listener don't feel a huge difference in the way the show is. I'm sure that there is a little bit, but I feed off of other people. So I feed off of the producer and the phone screener and getting a reaction from people. But given the circumstances of what I've been through, this makes it really convenient. Plus, I can save time in the morning. I don't have to shower. Somebody asked today, they're like, well, you get to go and do the show in your PJs. I can't do that. I tried that one time, and I need to feel like I'm dressed and worked for the day. I mean, for me, there is a vibe that goes along with it. There is a lot of superficial aspects to it. Just creating an environment that's conducive for the type of work that I do. It's cool here at home because, my office is me. I mean, I've got, my awards up here and all of my NASCAR stuff and, my junior poster up here. If you could see flipped around, I've got my Depeche Mode CDs up behind me and all of my music CDs are right down here in front of me. I got this cool metal sign that somebody created for me that a listener gave to me. So I've got a really cool vibe for being here personally, and I have something similar for those that have visited the studio. I keep things in studio along the same lines just because I want the environment to have a certain energy and feel. It's really interesting too now with James T. Harris there because you can see now that I share the studio with another live host when we switch, where before, apart from the weekend shows, during the week I was the only live host there. Now that James is there, it's really interesting to see him come and set up shop, if you will, when I leave. And he may not even realize it, but he sets up his own environment with his laptop and the way he positions everything. And it's just a part of how we do what it is we do. And I made sure to set up my office not only to make it conducive for work, because I do most of my prep and stuff here at home. Usually when I get off the air, I do what little stuff that I have to do at the station, whether it's finding new bumper music or building promos that you hear outside the show or meetings or talking about what we're planning in the future. Apart from that, I do almost all my work right here at my desk. I've got, over here to my right, and I've shown this before in tours, I've got my bookshelf, but I've got everything I need. My printer, my computer over here. This is actually the show sheet from today. And so I've created this little world for myself, which once I had the ability to do this, to do the show from home, ended up working out fantastic because unbeknownst to me, I also set up a great vibe to do a live show. And normally when I do any fill-in work, more specifically for Roger Hedgecock, I do it from right here. I don't do it from the radio station. The company lets me bring home our mobile unit, and I'll do Roger Hedgecock's afternoon show 3 until 6 right here from my office, which is just fantastic. So yeah, I was going to talk about healthcare and do a bit of a set that I had done this morning on the show, but I've sucked up a lot of time just sort of giving you a little bit of a background of 104.1 The Truth Studio J. There was, I've actually done the show probably from home more often than a lot of people even realize. A lot of times when I take vacation or long weekends, I'll bring the mobile unit home and maybe do the show from home on a Friday or a Monday to take away that travel time. when I've done the family trips to Disneyland, I've done that like on a Wednesday to eliminate having to go in and the time to drive back and forth from work. The station has been cool enough to let me come and do it from home. Normally, I don't bring attention to it. Normally, I don't even bother talking about it or saying that I'm doing the show from home. I did this time just because there seemed to be a lot of concern, and I'm appreciative of that from the listener, from you, who were afraid that I was coming back to the air too soon. Was I ready yet? And I appreciate the fact that people worry. And I figured, you know what? It's probably better to let people know that, yeah, I'm still recovering. And because of that, I've decided that I'm going to do the show from home for a while, so that as soon as I get off the air, I can go and rest. So that's why I decided this time I wasn't going to keep it a secret that, you know, I wasn't at the radio station. Because I've led everybody into this whole ordeal, and by design, I've, you know, basically told everybody what has happened with me, and I figured a part of that in being open and honest about this whole situation was, hey, you know what? Just so you know, I'm broadcasting from Oro Valley for the next couple of weeks. People have been asking, and again, I'll mention, if I'm going to make it out to the anniversary party. Absolutely. The anniversary party is going to be my first public appearance. And if this video is any indication just at how much energy I have, I'll be great before then. So this recovery is very much up and down. You feel great and you're kind of roll with it, and then within an hour later I'm like, I want to go and pass out, which is probably what I'm going to do after this video. But I'm glad that we got today's show out of the way, just so to speak. This is the hardest part about getting back on the air, is doing that first show, because I don't know, now that I've been through 3 of these essentially, with the open heart surgery in 2009, the hematoma DOR, I was out for a while, and now the second open heart surgery. I know from experience that this this first show is the hardest part about getting back on the air. It's just knowing how my body is going to react and what kind of energy level I'm going to have. And I'm really pleased to say that apart from some stretching here, because when I do these videos or when I'm on the air, I project differently than I do in person, just the way that I speak. It kind of stretched out here. So about midway through the show, I had quite a bit of tension in my chest, but by the end of the show, whatever needed to stretch that had gotten tight in the past 21 days had done that, and I feel great, and I'm looking forward even more now to doing tomorrow's show. So there you go. My office, 104.1 The Truth, Studio J, and yeah, I'll be here for doing it from here for a few weeks, and then I'll be back at the radio station where I belong. So I'll do a more serious commentary tomorrow. Podcast is available, by the way. It's up at 1041thetruth.com, Justice on Demand, the hour in which I explained everything that happened and why I had to have the second open heart surgery. For those that haven't seen it, it's up at the website at 1041thetruth.com. So I'm going to go take a nap, because that's where I was headed before I filmed this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And, oh, one more last thing. Anniversary party tickets. Breakmasters, your next chance will be at the Breakmasters on Harrison on Monday the 30th with James T. Harris. So if you can't make it down to see James T. at Breakmasters, then make plans to have somebody else come down and pick up however many tickets that you need that morning. There'll be more opportunities with Breakmasters. They're one of our primary sponsors. These events don't happen without the support of the business community. And they give to us, so we give back to them by having their locations, their businesses, be the places where you can come pick up your free tickets. So make plans to come join James on Monday at the Breakmasters on Harrison, or make plans to have somebody come down and get them for you. So, all right, I'm done. I'm going to go nap. Thanks for watching. Bye.